Once again, Taekook proved that they don't need to say anything to make their feelings clear. Especially Taehyung, who seems to have a unique way of showing affection without uttering a single word. Taehyung wore a green blouse, a lilac scarf, and a small detail that few noticed, the red thread, a symbol always associated with Jungkook. Green represents calm, lilac, affection, and the red thread, the bond that many believe unites them beyond all else. He didn't need to say anything because his attire said it all. It was as if he walked carrying Jungkook with him in every step, in every gesture, with a serenity only seen when someone is at peace. The reporters, as always, tried to capture a gesture, a reaction. One of them asked him to make the V sign. Taehyung readily agreed, but the camera angle caused the moment to go unnoticed by many. However, right after, he raised his hand and formed the double K sign. Many people who saw it live felt it immediately. It was another small reminder that Taekook is still Taekook. It wasn't the first time Taehyung had done something like this. Everyone remembers when Jungkook had his birthday, and in the middle of a crowded event, Taehyung took the microphone and mentioned it. It wasn't a planned comment or something he was trying to get attention for. He simply said it naturally, like someone talking about someone he cares about. Today is Jungkook's birthday, please let's focus on him. It was a brief moment, but many saw it as further proof of what they've always sensed, his way of caring for and remembering Jungkook, even when they're not together. Since then, and even now, the signs keep coming. They're small moments that only those who truly follow them can notice. Because Taekook always finds a way to say we're okay without having to explain. And despite everything around them, they're still the same. Rumors, criticism, negative campaigns, all of that fades away when you see the way they look at each other or how they support each other, even from afar. Their connection remains strong, and they prefer to stay out of all that noise that doesn't benefit them. Those who support them know this. Patience is key. The important thing is to keep trusting, to keep defending what feels true. Don't fall for provocations or feed the negativity. Every time someone tries to tarnish Jungkook's name, it hurts because he doesn't deserve it. It's unfair to see how some try to harm him just to highlight what others can't understand. I hope that one day there will be consequences for those who spread hate without thinking about the damage they cause. For now, all that remains is to keep supporting them, keep reporting those who seek to hurt them, and stay calm. Because in the end, time puts everything in its place. Taekook remains strong, remains united, continues to show that connection that doesn't need words to exist. And that, more than any rumor, is what truly matters. Another noteworthy incident involves the Japanese stalker who continues to loiter near Jungkook's house, about a 20-minute walk away. Recent images show the messages she leaves, and they reflect very worrying behavior. It's unsettling to think that someone could go to such extremes, crossing the line between admiration and obsession. Jungkook is not at ease, neither in the virtual world nor in his daily life. That constant feeling of being watched or followed must be exhausting. And then the question many are asking arises, where is the company that always releases statements about the safety and well-being of its artists? They say protection is their priority, but when such serious things happen, they seem to disappear. Where are they now to protect Jungkook? Yesterday, a neighbor shared a video on TikTok of her daily walk with her dog. She mentioned that the day before she saw a suitcase in front of Jungkook's door, something that, without context, already seemed strange. He also said that he once witnessed the police removing a woman from the singer's house. It's a difficult scene to imagine, not only because of the invasion of his privacy, but because it shows that harassment has now moved from the virtual to the physical. It's not a mere coincidence, it's something serious. Seeing these kinds of situations is worrying. No one should feel unsafe in their own home, much less someone who has worked so hard for what they have. Jungkook has always projected an image of approachability, kindness, and respect towards fans. The least he should receive in return is respect and personal space. It's not just about being a famous idol, but about being a person with the right to his own space, to have peace. The saddest part is that while all this is happening, the company remains silent. There are no statements, no visible measures, nothing that demonstrates a real effort to protect him. It feels like they only mention him when it suits them, when there's something that benefits them. But when it comes to his well-being, there's no response. This indifference hurts, especially for those who have followed them for years and see their safety jeopardized without anyone taking action. Hopefully, the company will decide to take firm measures against those who invade their privacy. It's not about punishment for the sake of punishment, but about making them understand that there are boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. Jungkook, like any other member of BTS, deserves to feel protected and at peace. They have shared so much with their fans, showing their most human side on and off stage, that the least they deserve is respect. In the end, it all comes down to something very simple: respecting their space. Because being a fan doesn't mean having the right to get closer than is allowed or to invade their lives. It means admiring, supporting, and caring for them from afar. And hopefully, one day the company will understand that protecting them is also a way of protecting all of us who follow them and want to see them well. This adds to what many Taekookers have been noticing for years: the way Jungkook and Taehyung seek each other out, lock eyes, and almost unconsciously brush against one another. It doesn't matter if there are cameras around or other people nearby, they always maintain these gestures, these small movements that seem simple but don't happen with anyone else. Jungkook has a particular way of leaning towards Taehyung, of looking at something only he sees in him, and Taehyung responds wordlessly, with a barely perceptible gesture, a minimal change in his facial expression that only those paying attention can notice. Every interaction is silent, yet full of meaning. They don't need to speak to show they are there for each other. For years, these details have been repeated time and again, becoming almost like a secret language that only those who follow them understand. There's no exaggeration or need to impress, just the natural way they approach and support each other. Even when everything around them changes, when there are rumors or negative comments, they continue with that same naturalness, as if nothing else mattered. The way they connect in rehearsals, in videos, or in behind-the-scenes photos shows that there's no script or plan, just a connection that simply exists. Taekook always finds a way to reassure each other, to say we're okay without needing explanations. Their small gestures, a brush of shoulders, a gaze that lingers longer than usual, a shared smile that escapes effortlessly. These details might go unnoticed by others, but for those who follow them closely, they're impossible to ignore. What makes everything feel real isn't the intensity of the moments, but their consistency. Jungkook doesn't act this way with anyone else, and Taehyung doesn't pursue anyone in the same way. That silent repetition is what maintains the feeling of authenticity. You can see it in how they support each other when one of them seems distracted or tired, how Taehyung looks at him carefully, how Jungkook makes sure Taehyung is comfortable without anyone noticing. None of this seems planned or forced, and that's what makes it special. Fans who have followed every detail for years know that these aren't isolated moments, it's a pattern, a constant flow of gestures and glances that confirm what they all already feel. Even when surrounded by other people or in public situations, their actions remain true to that connection. It's not dramatic or exaggerated, it's simply the way they understand and care for each other without words, with small movements that speak louder than any statement. All of this shows that what they have doesn't depend on context or the opinions of others. The way they seek each other out and hold each other's gaze, how they brush against each other without thinking, and how they support each other even from a distance, shows that there's something deep in what they have. It's a consistency that endures over time, unaffected by cameras, comments, or rumors, remaining true to who they are. That's why, for those who observe them closely, every interaction becomes meaningful. Every gesture, every glance, every light touch is a reminder that their connection is real, natural, and constant, and that, even without words, everything is clear between them. This is how Taekook always manages to show that they understand each other without explanation, that they support each other without needing to prove it, and that, no matter what happens around them, their way of being together remains the same, simple, authentic, and evident to those who know how to see.